All right, everybody, I think we're ready to get this thing rolling. Good evening. My name is Mike Sobel from Global Television, and it is indeed my honor to once again be your MC this evening as we light the candles on the very first night of Hanukkah for the 30th year. This is the 30th anniversary of the lighting of the candles here at the Legislature. Of course, over the years, we have lit in different locations due to construction, due to last year, obviously, and this year it is just so nice to have all of you gathering with us in person. I'd like to welcome those of you who can't be here today, who are joining us virtually on Zoom. Welcome. But we thank you so much for coming down. The weather, obviously, I can't recall, and this is my business weather. In fact, this is why I host this thing, because I can bring good weather with me. But this is probably the first time in all the years that I've hosted this thing that we have had mild conditions like this. So it's just so nice to be able to be out here in the fresh air and enjoy the lighting. This will be an interesting event. We have a great turnout of you. We have a great turnout of dignitaries. I'd like to welcome all the dignitaries who are here this evening, and of course those who are going to be speaking. We're going to start things off with the president of the Jewish Federation of Edmonton. Please welcome Stephen Schaefer.
Good evening. My name is Steve Schaefer. I'm the president of the Jewish Federation of Edmonton. On behalf of the board of the Jewish Federation of Edmonton, I'd like to bring greetings to the community and to the distinguished guests present here tonight, Premier Kenny, Mayor Soe, Mr. Speaker, Minister Madu, members of the Legislative Assembly, including a member of the Legislative Assembly for Edmonton McClung, Lauren Dack. Welcome to the 30th annual Alberta Legislature Hanukkah candle lighting ceremony. The Jewish Federation of Edmonton is the umbrella organization for all of Edmonton's other Jewish organizations and the main fundraising arm for Edmonton's 5,000 member Jewish community. Through Edmonton United Jewish Appeal, we support the Jewish charitable, educational, and cultural programs within the city of Edmonton and in Israel. We are always pleased to participate in the annual lighting of the menorah at the Legislature. This Hanukkah, let us celebrate the rededication of the Temple in Jerusalem, and also let us strive for the rededication of community life as we start to see the light at the end of the COVID tunnel. We would like to congratulate Rabbi Ari Drelich, who is a regular participant at our board meetings, along with Rabbi Dovid, Rabbi Mendy, and Chabad Lubavitch of Edmonton. We are honored to be co-sponsoring this event, which enhances Yiddishkeit in our city. Mazel Tov. May it continue for another 120 years. Thank you, and Chag Hanukkah Sameach.
Thank you, Stephen. I just want to remind everybody that at the end of our candle lighting ceremony, to my right, there is a van set up there with a table that apparently has all kinds of goodies and sweets and treats for the kids and adults alike. So feel free to stop by there when we're all said and done here after we have finished lighting the candle. And speaking of lighting the candle, I should mention that for our very first time ever, we are honored by having the candle lit by a member of the Edmonton Oilers. And if I could just get Zach Hyman to stand up for a moment. Zach? We're really honored to have Zach here, and it's kind of ironic because he's lighting the candle, and last night he lit the lamp down there in Las Vegas as he scored a goal and also came out as the first star of the game. So Zach Hyman. Oh, and also in honor of Zach being here today, I should probably put this on here. Okay, Zach. Okay, now as we move on with greetings on behalf of the province of Alberta, please welcome the Honorable Jason Kenney.
Hag Hanukkah Sameach, everyone. Happy Hanukkah. Thank you so much, Rabbi and other worthy rabbis, elected officials. Zach, so great to have you now as an Albertan and an Oiler. I am so happy to welcome you to the grounds of Alberta's legislature, the home of our democracy in this great province. Thank you to Chabad Lubavitch for the tradition of making Hanukkah a public celebration. And as you do here and all around the world with the lighting of these great Hanukkah, these great menorahs. And in so doing, you're teaching Gentiles and the rest of our community about a critical moment in the history of the Jewish people, of Judaism, the revolt of the Maccabees led by Judas Maccabee against the Suklat Empire to restore and rededicate the temple, which in itself, that one story encapsulates so much of Jewish history, of struggling against persecution and adversity, of pogroms, but overcoming, thanks to the fidelity of the Jewish people all through history. So this is an important celebration in part because we live in a world where religious freedom is increasingly under attack, and the victory of the Maccabees is a victory of religious freedom over oppression of religious minorities. So let us take heart in this and in the miracle of the oil of the Hanukkah that burned for 8 days, a sign of light in the midst of darkness. So, Rabbi, I'm looking forward to seeing you and Zach light this, the first candle of Hanukkah 2021. This has been a time of some darkness through COVID-19. It has challenged all of us in many ways. It has challenged your community, like all faith communities, at times unable to gather for high holidays in the same numbers and in the same ways that you normally might. I want to say thank you to the whole Jewish community for your carefulness and concern in keeping people safe at this time. We don't know what the future holds, but we do know that we have each other. We are resilient people as Albertans, and Hashem knows the Jewish people are the most resilient, I would say, in all of history, something that we celebrate today at Hanukkah. So, happy Hanukkah, Hanukkah Sameach on behalf of the government of Alberta. God bless. Thank you.
Thank you, Premier Kenny. And now the Speaker of the House, please welcome the Honourable Nathan Cooper.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you so much. It's my great pleasure to be here. I just thought I'd maybe point out that today, November the 28th, it is a little known fact that the weather is actually a provincial government responsibility. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you. It's a great pleasure to see you here this evening. Rabbi, Premier, Mayor Sohi, members of the Jewish community, other elected officials. I'm honored to be here with you today, bringing greetings on behalf of all members of the Legislative Assembly of Alberta to mark the great milestone of 30 years of Hanukkah celebrations right here at the Alberta Legislature. Like most of you, I'm always inspired by the lessons of Hanukkah. It teaches us about courage and resilience and the celebration of light winning over darkness. It tells the story of how the Jewish people overcame oppressive forces that intended not only to destroy them, but to destroy their faith. An intention that was impossible because the faith of the Jewish community remained strong then and still today. Hanukkah also teaches us that every day we can experience triumphs and miracles, whether those are big or small, like seeing the Oilers beat the Flames. As a Southern Albertan Flames fan, I know that it's risky here. But they're small miracles, I know. Or big miracles of seeing each other share with each other and triumphing over sadness. As the first Hanukkah candle is lit, this evening I wish to extend my warmest greetings to each and everyone, to your families, loved ones, to all around the world who will be celebrating the Festival of Lights. Happy Hanukkah. Hug Hanukkah Sameach.
Thank you, Nathan. If you just want to look over to my left, there is a great parade going on right now. There are numerous cars, trucks, and SUVs that are driving by the ceremony, every one of them with a Hanukkah menorah adorned to the roof, and we're thrilled that everybody was able to come out. They did this last year as well, so maybe this is becoming an annual tradition, and we're glad that they could join us here today as well. Well, Hanukkah, there's a lot of food, and there's also a lot of music, so please welcome cantor Bert Mallow with some great tunes.
יחד פה נשיר שיר החנוכה מכבים אנחנו דלגנו רם נכון ביבנים נלחמנו ולנו הניצחון הבה נרימה נס ואבוקה יחד פה נשירה שיר החנוכה חנוכה חנוכה חג יפה כל כך או חביב מסביב אבל ילרך חנוכה חנוכה סביבון סוף 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 מה נהי וטוב חנוכה חנוכה חג יפה כל כך או חביב מסביב ילרך חנוכה חנוכה סביבון סוף 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 מהי נטוב נר לי נר לי נר לי דקיק בחנוכה נרי הדליק בחנוכה נרי יאיר בחנוכה שירים השיר בחנוכה נרי יאיר בחנוכה שירים השיר לי 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 בחנוכה נרי יאיר בחנוכה שירים השיר בחנוכה נרי יאיר בחנוכה שירים השיר לי 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 Oh Hanukkah, come light the menorah. We'll have a party, we'll all dance the hora. Gather round the table, we'll give you a treat. Dry dolls to play with and latkes to eat. And while we are dancing, the candles are burning low. One for each night, they shed a sweet light to remind us of days long ago. One for each night, they shed a sweet light to remind us of days long ago.
Wow, the man has pipes. Bert Mallow, ladies and gentlemen. Give him a big hand. As we carry on with our program, let us welcome with greetings on behalf of the City of Edmonton, newly elected Mayor Amarjeet Sohi.
Well, that's absolutely a tough act to follow. So I promise you I would not sing. Mike, finally you got something right. You got the weather right today. Yeah. I am indeed honored to be standing in front of you today on behalf of Edmontonians and on behalf of City Council to celebrate such an important day for Jewish community of Edmonton around the world. So happy Hanukkah to all of you on behalf of City Council and on behalf of Edmontonians. I also want to acknowledge that we are gathered on Treaty 6 territory. A person like me who came to this city with nothing has been able to build my life here because of the generosity of people like you and the generosity of many people who came before me on this land and built this city, and the contributions of the Jewish community to that are absolutely acknowledged and well appreciated. So thank you so much for building a dynamic place to which a person like me can come and build my life here. Premier Jason Kenney, nice to see you, and nice to see members of the other Legislative Assembly members, as well as our friends from the Jewish Federation with whom I had the chance to meet with, and look forward to working with them. We have a lot of work to do together. We have not only to, when we come together to celebrate Hanukkah and celebrate the community, but also remaining vigilant on issues that do arise related to racism, anti-Semitism, and how we work together to continue to build communities that are thriving and welcoming places for all of us. I am, this is not the first time that I have come here. I came together here with the community before COVID a number of times as a city councillor to celebrate with the community. But after 18 to 20 months of being isolated and being away from people, it is nice to see us come together. It's nice to see us celebrate light and talk about how we can work together to overcome darkness and the anxiety that darkness brings in difficult times. And there's one community that understands the importance of resiliency and the importance of overcoming hardship and adversity. It is the Jewish community. So look forward to working with you in our journey together over the next 4 years. Thank you so much for having me today. Once again, on behalf of City Council, on behalf of Edmontonians, happy Hanukkah.
Thank you, Mayor, and once again, congratulations on your recent victory, and thank you so much for coming out. And again, thanks to all of our dignitaries. It's been a long time since we've had a mayor and a premier at one of these events, so we'd like to thank them as well as everybody else who was able to make it out here today. You look at that, the fist bump. The mayor and the premier. All right. Just a reminder once again, we're just about done with the official ceremony here. Before we light the candle, keep in mind once again that when it's all said and done, right over on the side of the road there will be plenty of goodies handed out to kids and adults alike. But first of all, before we get to that, it's important to bring on a very, very important guest and fixture of this event, because if not for him, it would be very difficult to put on an event like this. And this is why this event has lasted for 30 years in Edmonton. He does all the organizing, he brings in all the people, he creates all the excitement, he gets the word out. Please welcome Rabbi Ari Drelich.
Good evening, everyone, and happy Hanukkah. Mr. Premier, Mr. Mayor, Speaker of the House, ministers, MLA members, ladies and gentlemen, tonight is a very, very special evening. Number one, it's the first night of Hanukkah. I'll have to speak like a New Yorker, so they'll have to hear me. What can I do? That's all I got. That's all they gave me. I got to learn how to turn it on. Tonight is the 30th anniversary of this very, very special gathering. But tonight is also a very, very special night for Chabad Lubavitch of Edmonton. Because November 28th, 1991, is when Chabad Lubavitch of Edmonton landed here in Edmonton, and it's been a beautiful journey ever since. So we're very proud to be here tonight. Thank you. Hanukkah, although it's a Jewish holiday, has a very universal message. And the message of Hanukkah is dare to care. Because that's what happened some 2,200 years ago. If we could all fasten our seatbelts, hop on the time machine, and make our way back to the Second Temple, we would be very disheartened. The Second Temple, it didn't lie in ruins, but it was in shambles. The Syrian Greeks had taken over, and all they tried to do was to oppress the Jewish people. They tried to rob them of their Torah. They tried to rob them of the ability to serve God, as they know since time immemorial. And there was a stubborn, small group of Kohanim, Jewish priests who served in the temple. This ragtag group of people who got together and said, as we like to always say, the expression, I must do something, will always accomplish more than something must be done. So they got together, and against tremendous, tremendous odds, first 40,000 soldiers, they overcame them. And then Antiochus sent another 100,000 soldiers, and they overcame them. Why? Because they dared to care. They said, I could make a difference. And that's when God came into the picture. And he says, you're doing your part? Well, guess what? I've got a bunch of miracles lined up for you. And this small band was able to overcome this huge and vast army. There's a great sage that once said, an organization and an institution will never go under for lack of funds, but it will go under for lack of care. So long as there is someone out there that cares, everything will fall into place. You can have all the money in the world, but if there aren't the right people to care, nothing is going to happen. We live in a day and an age, as we've heard, where it's very dark out there. We're all very fatigued, and this is something which doesn't just affect our city, our province, our country, but worldwide. I think God is trying to send us a message. He wants us all to be united, and He's forcing us to be united. And we all have to take the message of Hanukkah to dare to care. How do we do so? By adding a little bit of light. Every person can think of somebody, a friend, a relative, that they can do something nice to or for. Whether it's give them a phone call, do some shopping for them, you'll be amazed at how these little acts of goodness and kindness will make our world a better place. And with God's help, the lights of Hanukkah will continue to grow brighter day by day until we illuminate the entire world with goodness and kindness and usher in an era of peace for all of mankind. I want to take this opportunity to thank a few very special people, beginning with the Honorable Premier Kenny. We waited a long time for you to come. I must say that in the 30 years that we've been here, we've had pretty much just about every Premier out here. You're the first one that's able to pronounce Hanukkah. So Mazel Tov. That's usually the test. If you can say Chutzpah, Hanukkah, and Chabad, then we start wondering where you came from. So thank you very much, Mr. Premier. It's a pleasure, and we look forward to seeing you here for many, many years. Mr. Mayor, Your Worship, thank you so kindly. Congratulations on your recent win. And to you, I want to say shukriya very much. If anybody's wondering, that means thank you. I've used up all my Hindi that I know. Mr. Speaker, I want to thank you very much. And I'll tell you why. Well, not just for being here, and for the long black coat, which looks like my long black coat. I came to the legislature a couple of months ago. I was the only one in the galley. Got special permission. I really felt special. And I saw what goes on. They're handing you papers, and they're interrupting, and it's what we call in Hebrew a balagan. The place is just upside down. And how you maintain your sanity, I really don't know, because what goes on there can give an aspirin a headache. And in the midst of it all, you took the time to handwrite a note and send it up to me. I want you to know I have that note till today. And usually when I get a note, it has a check inside, but it's okay. I really appreciate it, Mr. Speaker. It meant a lot to me, and I want to wish that may your job be dull and boring. Okay?
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. So thank you very much. Mr. Minister of Justice, it's good to see you smiling. I told you no politics here tonight. You got 30 minutes of just peace and pleasure, and it really is an honor for you to be here. And it says, obviously, when the world is going to be brought to a time of peace, we're not going to need any policemen anymore, because everybody's going to want to do what's right. So don't worry, you won't be out of a job. They'll just move over your portfolio. But we hope that that day will come soon, that you could really sit back and relax and enjoy. And we have, of course, here Lauren Dack, who's my MLA, and the other MLAs that are here. And I want to thank you for coming here, because you know what? It gives me tremendous pleasure to see the cross-section of the political spectrum, if you will. And we're here for one reason and one reason only: to show unity, to show that what unites us is far greater than what divides us. And I really appreciate that. And of course, the members of the Federation, I want to thank you very much for your sponsorship, for always being there for us. And Bert, you always steal the show, so thank you. And last but not least, I want to introduce you to a very special person. He calls himself Zach, but no more. His name is Tzvi Moshe. That's his real name. He's going to come up with me. He's going to light the menorah, and he's going to add light to this community. I want you to know something, Tzvi Moshe. Okay, fine, I'll call you once Zach, just for the record. We live in a small community, as I told you. And because we live in a small community, sometimes it's very easy for the Jewish community to feel overwhelmed, if you will, by the greater outside, if you will. You come from Toronto, I come from New York. There's other people here that come from bigger cities. Well, we feel our presence. We know who we are. We make a lot of noise. We make a lot of noise wherever we go. But a lot of young Jewish youth out there who are finding their way. And I think that you are a walking example of how one could be a proud Jew and a proud Canadian at the same time. And to you I say, Yasher Koach, Telchu Meichayil El Chayil, Chazak, Chazak, V'nit Chazek. Be strong, and be strengthened. Ersh, thank you very much for the beautiful weather. And as well, I want to take this opportunity. There are so many volunteers. There are so many people who work behind the scenes. You just saw the beautiful menorah parade, Rabbi David, Rabbi Mendy, their hard work. I want to thank the Shire family who built this menorah. We came here the first year. I didn't have 2 nickels to rub together. Today we're better. We don't have 2 dimes to rub together. But the bottom line is that they helped us, and many, many people helped us. This is the largest menorah in Alberta. It's been this way for 30 years. And we look forward to lighting it for many, many more years, bringing light to this community, bringing happiness to people. And I hope that all of you will join us as we continue to celebrate from year to year. Chag Sameach, Happy Hanukkah. Herschel, close out.
Thank you so much, Rabbi. The Rabbi Ari comedy tour hits the road in 2 weeks, so keep your eyes open for tickets. Thanks again to all of our dignitaries, to Zach and the rest who have spent some time with us here this evening. One thing the rabbi wanted me to mention was, I guess when they are lighting the menorah, they're going to be throwing down little parachutes. And there will be surprises hidden inside these parachutes. So don't go away, keep your eyes on the sky, and you'll be able to catch one of those parachutes. So again, thank you so much to everybody for coming out. May you all have a happy and healthy 8 days of Hanukkah, and we will see you all next year. Good night, everybody. The premier will be lighting the shamash, and then Zach will be going up with Rabbi onto the lift, and Zach will light the very first candle. Okay, now we can do it.
Here we go, folks. Sports jargon. And the premier passes the menorah to the rabbi. Rabbi passes it to Zach. Passes it to Tzvi Moshe. Tzvi Moshe now heading for the goal. Tzvi Moshe now heading for the Shabbos. He's going to be closing the top and very quickly running the big bracha. And oh, just a moment. Okay, all those tuition dollars and how they be tested. Okay? Okay. Yep, Johnny, a little bit lower. I'll tell you when you like this one, okay? You got time to practice, okay? A little bit closer, Johnny. And then, folks, we got those parachutes for you. Thank you so much. A little closer. You're doing great, Johnny. Just remember to bring me down after we're done. Okay, stop. Here we go. Okay, fantastic. Now, Johnny, we need you to move us up a little bit to the right. Okay, folks. So the emotion is going to be lighting the menorah.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu. Ik ner Hanukkah.
Amen.
Maos tu
Eloheinu malach haolam.
1 second.
Yesan nasim.
3 blessings.
Eloheinu b'yamim ha'acham b'zman hazeh.
Amen.
Adonai Eloheinu malach haolam. Tefiyani
Again,
v'kimani
amen.
v'kimani
Then you
v'zman
stop.
hazeh.
Amen.
Here we go. Give him a big round of applause.
Maos tu Yeshuati lefana eleshabeach tikon betefilati lesham toda nesabeach letachin malbeach mitzam nabeach as kemo beshim ismo Hanukkah tamizbeach as kemo beshim ismo Hanukkah tamizbeach.
Where's the speaker?
Right here.
It's on low. It's not on speaker. It's not on speaker. It should be louder. You should be able to make it louder. Stop a second and look for a way to make it louder.
There are more parachutes coming down. There are more parachutes. Don't worry. Everybody take one parachute. Let other people get some.
Kurt, it was lovely to hear you again.
Thank you. Hag Sameach. Thank you. Happy Hanukkah.
Great job.
Thank you. Hag Sameach. Kim is here, you know.
Oh, where is she?
It's not the speaker.
She's in the
That's
back
not
over
what
there,
it's
all by herself, probably.
I don't know.
Okay, that's good.
I said hi in that marina.
Awesome. You got one, huh? Does mommy know you're with me? You know what? He's up there, so I don't know how you're going to get the autograph. No, but he's the first big one.
Okay, Johnny, we're ready. Take us home. Take us home. Wait a minute.
That's our second picture together. Oh, okay. The first one, 2018, Croatian Center, FIFA World Cup.
Yes! Are you Croatian?
No, I was there to make money. I'm Jewish.
You too. Oh,
We got one on the maneuver, Johnny.
Steve, how you guys doing? How can I get a picture? Yeah, I missed the speech out. What's your thing?
Sure, yeah, sounds good. Yeah. What's your name?
John. Where's Zach? Can we get the autograph and stuff?
okay, well, get you.
See you guys later. Hugs, man.
Cut some ass. Hold all that. Just like that. I'll put my phone. I don't think you can use it.
All right, hugs there.
Everybody remember you can go down over there and you can get the boxes, menorahs, you can get whatever you need. Special shout out to you, Srolik and Mendy for doing such a, and Yossi for doing such a wonderful, wonderful job.
Here. We'll see what we can do.
Yeah, it's that's my job.
Where's Zach?
Hi! Oh my god! What the heck? Where did you get? Anna, where did you get the book?
It goes to the two of our heroes.
Anna!
Yeah.
Where did you get the book?